Mitchka Leon is a new mom, hair growth expert, and entrepreneur who's currently living her passion by sharing her products with the world. She wants everyone to have hair that they love and can be proud of. And with over 1 million views on YouTube, she's committed to helping you on your natural hair journey. Mitchka, come make we talk.
Is on the YouTube universe. You know her as Mitchka Leon. But, on my end, she has been a friend for the past 23 years. 23 years. A long time. Like, I just feel super old at this point. But, and I know her as Peter. But in this moment, like, I really wanted to talk to her to kind of get a lot more information, just in terms of like her journey. I feel like in so many ways I've been a passenger of, or aside, as someone who's cheering on the side. And so my view might not always be like the reality of what's happening. And, as one of the persons I admire, I felt that, you would have been a good fit. So thank you again, Mitchka, for agreeing to hop on and just having this talk with me. And so really quickly, we can just touch on like childhood. What was that like for you? Like, what are some memories that jump out at you right away in terms of, these are moments that kind of shaped how you view the world, that shaped how you took on what, the challenges that came at you.
Well, I grew up in a family of, I had my mother and father since I was born until, I know, life changes and stuff, and then they separated and everything. Life was good at one point. It wasn't struggling at one point, but then things changed and stuff got really hard for us.
Yeah.
So I guess based on that, I don't know, I just wanted, based on where I am at today, I feel like I always wanted to change. I feel like we have a generational curse where, I don't know, like no one was able to succeed as well enough so everyone in our family could benefit and not to have to worry about certain things, money and everything. So this is why I'm here at this point in my life, trying to become an entrepreneur, trying to make a better life for my child and her children. That's why I am on this journey right now.
So based on what you remember from your childhood, were there like moments where persons in your family like attempted entrepreneurship? Did they, like, what are some of the moments that made you feel like, okay, I actually used to remember like as children, that say, no sir, me can't pour for you in my life. No,
That's
like
true.
that. But what is it that would that triggered that for you? What did you see, just around your environment, just based on what was happening, that
because we were always struggling, and I was like, oh, for that. We are always struggling. Like I was just tired to be broke. Don't you remember when every summer the both of us would say, like, where we going this summer? What we doing this summer? Where we go? We don't go anywhere. Because we didn't have any money to go anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So based on everything, I just don't want that anymore. I'm tired of being broke. So that's why I decided to do what I'm doing now, an entrepreneur.
Okay, so what has that journey been like for you? I feel like even though, yes, we have been friends for a long time, but I mean, we still have our own individual journey. And there are many things that you may have, attempted and failed or gone through. And I may not have been aware, or just my viewpoint, has always been like, oh my gosh, Peter, look like you're doing like a really good job. So
Yeah.
what has that entrepreneurship journey look like for you? Where did it start? What was the first thing that you did? Say, okay, you know, you're gonna see if you have that muscle. What was that like?
Okay, so basically it started when I started my natural hair journey. So when I started my natural hair journey, I was in love with hair products. I was
So
in
before
love
that,
with
you had never tried to sell anything, never tried to do anything, never tried to hustle. You never tried anything like that?
No, I can't remember trying anything. I
Wow.
always thought about it.
Yeah.
This is the thing with me and my sisters. We always think about doing stuff, but we never attempt to do it.
Yeah.
Never. And every time my sister would say, like, why is it that we can do this, that like if we see somebody on the internet succeeding, we'll be like, why is it why we can't succeed like that person or whatever? But then in my mind I'm saying that it's because we're actually not trying. We keep talking about doing something, but we never try it.
So what was it that clicked for you when you started your natural hair journey? That was like, you know what, I'm gonna stop talking about it. And
that's literally what happened.
Okay.
It's literally what happened, because I keep talking to myself and I'm like, why you keep saying that you want to do this or you want to reach there? Stop telling yourself that it's either you try, it's better you say you try and it didn't work, than keep on stressing over being broke all the time and not doing anything to help yourself.
Yeah.
You have to make a move.
I love that. I love that you said that. So take me back to the start of your natural hair journey. You have always had processed hair. You have always had like long processed hair. Like I've been hashtag Team Natural all my life. But you have always, like, ever since I known you, had processed hair. Why did you feel like you needed a change? What prompted that?
To tell you the truth, it's like it's kind of deep, because I grew up in Jamaica. I'm in America right now. I grew up in Jamaica all my life, and in Jamaica, we natural hair. You're probably the only person that I knew that rocked her natural hair for such a long time. Because the view in Jamaica is that if you don't have straight hair or false hair that's straight, then you're not considered like beautiful.
Yeah, you can't have natural hair.
That's it. So I was like rocking my relaxed hair all the time. And then when I came to this country, I saw that a lot of females were embracing their natural hair, and I always thought it was beautiful. And then I got to a point where my hair started to break really badly. It started to fall out and everything. And then, I don't know, I started to teach myself about hair products. And I started a blog at one point. So that's where the money thing started, like the entrepreneur thing started. I started a blog where I had my own website, writing and blah, blah, blah. And then one day my boyfriend was like, why don't you start YouTube where you can teach others, make an income on the side as well. And that's how I reached on YouTube. I started to transition my natural hair, share the journey and everything. And I guess that's where entrepreneurship began, because I never really started to sell anything before that.
So what I'm hearing is, it took someone outside of yourself actually reinforcing that, this is something that you really can do. Look how many people out there doing it. Why don't you try it? But they're like putting yourself out there on YouTube. Listen, is scary.
Hey. Listen, because when he said it to me, because a blog is like hiding behind the website. You're literally just writing. So I was fine with that. But then he was like, why don't you do YouTube? And then instantly I thought about it, because I would be in front of a camera, people probably chastising me underneath the
Oh
comments
my God.
or praising me.
Oh
It could be
my
either. And I was like to him, no, I would never do YouTube. I would never. That's exactly what I said. And then one day I just said, I keep watching these people on YouTube and they're doing it. So, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I just did it.
Okay, so walk me through that first video. Like, how many times you film it?
Oh my God.
When it was time to edit, like, what was that process like? So, yeah, so you say, all right, maybe there is something there to explore in entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I could try this here thing. I'm already doing it anyway. So like just share the experience and see what comes of it and just like fully commit. But now it's time to take it to a new level. It's time to stop hiding behind the website, stop hiding behind the blog, and really put something out there. And you're ready to sit down to film the first video. Like, what was that like?
Oh my God.
How did you come up with the concepts? Just the process of filming, editing, and actually pressing publish, like make public on YouTube.
Well, when I decided to start YouTube, what I've learned is that anything that you're going to start, you have to do your research. You can't really rely on anyone I didn't have anyone to tell me how to do YouTube or anything. I'm always researching something. I'm always trying to teach myself. So that is what I did. But when I started to record that first video, I think I recorded like 100 billion times because I did not know what I was doing, and then I kept on watching other people and like they give you advice on how to do a YouTube video and someone, and they're always saying like be yourself.
Yeah.
And when I kept on seeing that is where I started. I started to be myself, be my true self, and I was a bit more comfortable on camera. Not gonna lie.
So we press publish. We finally get through the menu edits and start and stop and say, no, that was so good. Like, oh, it was so good. Let me say it again. And we press publish. Like, what was that feeling like? What
was that feeling like? Oh my God. Even now, even today, it's the same feeling. What is oh my God, what am I doing? Should I cancel? Oh my God, what are they going to say? Suppose somebody's going to be mean to me under the comments. All of that is going through my mind. All of that.
What pushes you to do it anyway?
Because at one point in my life, I realized that I used to start a lot of things and I used to give up. I was always that person that gives up. No lie. Start and then stop. And then this YouTube thing, I say, you know what? I am putting myself out there. The whole world is seeing me. So I am going to do this and I am not going to give up. Even if I get 2 views, I am going to continuously do it and I am not going to give up. So even till this day, 2021, every time I push that publish button, even last night when I posted a video, I was like, Lord Jesus, what are they going to think? I still have the same thing, but me just publish it. Me don't care.
I love that. You're feeling the fear and you're doing
I'm doing it anyways.
You're doing it anyway. Okay, all right. So you have been on YouTube for, hold on, at this point. It's March 2021. When was your first video?
Because I started the channel immediately because I wanted to share the journey.
Okay. So it's what, 3-4 years at this point?
4 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But there's life that's happening behind the camera, right? So you publish a video like once a week, twice a week, maybe. Like if you're feeling really productive, it's every other day. And I want to touch on that, like productivity and consistency. But I want to also look at the life that's happening behind the camera, because motherhood, like you recently became a mom, that's one of them. But you also lost your mom as one thing that happened behind the scenes. And so, like, I mean, what those two kind of polar opposites, like life and death.
Yeah.
Going through that, like what was that process like for you? You know, and I don't know, like what you felt like you learned through it all. Grief, you know, the fact that you were losing someone who was so close to you. So, like many times we experience grief through the eyes of others, where it's like, oh, okay, you know, this happened to somebody else, but it's never really at your doorstep. Like, what was that moment like for you? And you know, how was you dealing with that?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, because it's the first time in my life that I am losing someone that I lost someone so close to me, so extremely close to me, and I wanted to give up on life. I did not want to continue anything. I just wanted to shut down. I just wanted to be a ghost. I didn't want to do anything. I wanted to give up. And I feel like if you don't have family around you motivating you, or if you're not strong in your head, I mean, something like that can really tear you down, and it will kill you, because it almost did. You know, I thought about terrible things after my mom passed, and it's just, you know, what pulled me through, and I'm still continuing today, is the fact that I look at my older sister and I see her pulling through, and she's like, she told me, like, life goes on, you know, you still have to go on. You're gonna lose people along the way. And even though that, I still don't understand it until this day. But it's like, I see her pushing through, and she carrying on, and I realize that, you know what, I have to do the same. I'm still grieving inside, but it's like you just have to move forward. You can't just make this grief take over your life and you give up and you don't become the person that you really want to be. So it's kind of, you have to motivate yourself, and you have to speak positivity in your mind. It's something where you really have to do, because it will kill you, it will mad you. You will lose yourself. So it's all about strength and faith. I'm not gonna lie. It's
how important has faith been? Like, just like throughout your life, you know, what has your relationship been? Were you like an avid church goer with their church every Sunday? Like, what? That's like a unique relationship. Like growing up, we would have gone to church together a couple times when we were younger, but you know, it's been eons since we have even been in the same space. So, what's that journey with faith like for you?
Well, when I was growing up, we used to go to church a lot. But the same thing always intervened. We had to move, because first where we lived, church was like literally down the road, so we walked to church every Sunday. Even during the week, we would go to church. But the same thing that is always against us is poverty. So when we moved, we couldn't afford to like take a taxi for all of us to go to church every Sunday. So that's where church going decreased. We just couldn't afford it. And we didn't want to bother anybody to ask them to drop us to go to church, you know? We didn't want to do that. So that's where church really decreased, because we didn't even live far from church, but it's just the fact that you have to find money every Sunday to pay for go church, plus
offering, plus food. Because by the time
plus during the week, plus during the week, you still have to have your fare to go to school, pay bus driver, plus pay for your mommy had to go to work. So finding all of that money on a Sunday, that's where church really decreased. Okay. But we still did our little prayer session every Sunday. We did that, you know.
Yeah.
Where faith is involved, I don't know, you just have to be strong and positive. Listen to me, I don't have faith all the time, because sometimes life throw you some things and boy, you have to wonder.
Yes.
But
that's very true.
But I realize when you keep the faith and you're positive, the outcome most of the time is always good.
So we talk about like death, and we talk about the impact that it has had, but no, like we can talk about life and the fact that you're now a mom. You have known what it felt like to see like mama, like this is a human that I made.
Oh my God.
Human. What was that process like for you? You became a mom like what, close to 30, when many of your peers would have had children like way younger, maybe on like them third or fourth children. Like, what was that process like? What was your mindset around that, even before you got pregnant? And know that you have Ella. Where are you at in terms of that aspect of life? How does it feel to be a mom?
Oh, I love it. I love it because it's, I don't know, it's something that I see my mom doing, and I just feel like I wanted to do it too. I wanted to have somebody that I can grow to be the best person they can be. I can enjoy them, create memories with them. I love it.
Wow.
I love it. Yeah.
Wow. So pregnancy, was that like a difficult process for you? Or even know that like you had Ella, a lot of women talk about like feelings of depression, stuff like that after giving birth. Was that ever something that impacted you?
Yes, definitely. It's just the same thing. It's like just the same. I guess because when I lost my mom, I trained myself to be strong. And it's the same thing. You have to train your mind for not going to that little black hole in your mind. It's the same thing after having my baby. Because after having my baby, I was fine. But then one day, some days you just feel like, I don't know, you just feel horrible. You feel like your whole world crashing down, and you think about all the things that you haven't accomplished, and you just start to tear yourself down in your mind. But because I train myself, you have to train yourself in your mind to be strong. Don't let that little black hole negativity in your mind take over, and you start, you have to hold yourself because you will do stupid things. So you ready to sleep? So I have to be strong after I had Ella, because I don't know, at one point, this minute you're okay and then this minute you're not okay. You just have to be strong, and that's exactly what I did. You have to like control your mind. The mind is a powerful thing.
And you touched on that like a couple times throughout our conversation, and I can see it, like even in your talking, like sometimes you close your eyes, like you're reinforcing that. So I know that it's a constant thing for you. And earlier you mentioned like productivity and how, over the past 4 years, you'd have had a very intimate relationship with productivity. Like it would be like right here. How have you remained consistent, or what's that journey been like?
Especially in entrepreneur, you're talking?
Yes, especially as an entrepreneur, because you are head chef and bottle washer in terms of like your particular journey. You are the face and you're the brand. It's not as if you can, let someone else take over video making today or video editing today. What has that mental work been like when you are thinking about, okay, I need to get on this?
Boy, many days I feel like giving up. Many days I feel like giving up because it's like there is so much to do. But you have helped me a lot along the way, because it's like sometimes you need somebody to like straighten you out and like help you to organize your mind, because you are already a mother. You have a job, so it's like you have been there, you have been doing it your whole life. And I'm glad that I have you to give me advice, because because I had a child during the pandemic, and I started a business during the pandemic. That is something crazy.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what I was doing. This is my first time being a mother. This is my first time starting a business. And I know you have done all of that. So I'm not gonna lie, you're the only person who give me advice and tell me what to do, how to organize myself, because I don't know. I don't know what I am doing. Just like when I don't know anything, I just go on the internet and I research it. That is what I do, and I have you to help me. I don't have anybody else because I don't know what I'm doing. So I ask you.
You know, that's interesting that you would say that, because I, also admire what you do, and as much as there's beauty in saying I don't know what I don't know, and I'm always open to learning. And I'm always learning to researching, and you ring researching in my head so many times that at this point, if I want to do anything, I'm like, all right, research.
I love it. I think I love it from college. You just teach yourself how to do things.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Is, and it helps to establish self-confidence, because you're not kind of waiting on people to give you a handout. You have acknowledged that, okay, well, I can really, change the path if I want to, because the information is out there. All right, so we're going to switch gears a little bit. We'll talk about just your journey to entrepreneurship. You talk about, poverty being one of the main reasons, or growing up poor being one of the main reasons why, this has always been something that, you probably didn't know what you were going to do, but a financial security, having that peace of mind, having that safety net, has always been something that's important to you. And now you have physical representation of that. You have a a line of products that you have made called June Rose Kurls. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the name. Let's talk about why hair products. Let's talk about, what that process has been like. What are some of the lessons that you learned? And take it from there. So June Rose Kurls. Where that name come from?
Oh my God, June Rose Kurls is my baby. So the name, of course, came from my mother. Yes, her name was Carleen June. And so I June Rose, and I took the June Rose and added the curls onto the end. I had discussed the name with her before she died. I made her choose. I made her and my little sister, everybody in my family decide on which name was the best. Wow. Yes, so I'm glad we got to do that before she passed away. So that's where the name came from. And why choosing natural hair products? Well, as I said before, this is what I love. I've been on this journey for 4 years now, and I love teaching others about how to take care of their hair, different ingredients. And I see where the reason why I decided to do the products is because when I started the natural hair journey, and I used to buy the hair products and stuff, I see like 150 ingredients in one bottle. And in my mind, I'm wondering, is it really that necessary?
Okay.
So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna try this and see what I can do, if I can formulate something as simple as possible for somebody out there that wants to take care of their hair. Yeah. That's what I did, because I feel like, and I proved myself, all of these ingredients not really necessary. What else you asked me?
Well, so what has that journey? So now you sit down. How did you come up with like the product line? So you know that you wanted to do what? Hair oil, leave-in, shampoo, conditioner, and like what? A mask, a moisturizer, something like that. So a product set. What's the process like for you now? Like trying to ensure that in terms of the entire product creation? Like, there's a science to that. Were you like a science person, science major in class? Like,
that's funny.
How has that been?
Let me tell you, that is funny. I am not a science person. My boyfriend is the one behind the chemistry, the learning all the terms, emotion, whatever, all of those stuff. That's him. So I'm basically the one who has the knowledge about natural hair. I know about the ingredients, the perfect ingredients, but in terms of mixing up everything and creating something, that's not me. That is him. He knows how to do that. But I am the one who knows the ingredients, knows about natural hair, and knows the type of texture, the feel, the smell, everything, the look, what everything is everyone is needing out there. So that's me. So he mixes up everything properly, and I make sure
I make sure it is scientists in the back. Yes. Like, all right, let's I got this. I got this part out here. Okay. So I'm with any new venture or with anything that you're putting yourself out there with, like, I'm sure, the same kind of feelings of nervousness or just not knowing what to expect, the fear of failure or even fear of success is definitely something that's going to come with that. So now that the products have been launched, what has your community on YouTube have to say about like their experience using the products? Like I first and foremost, like I feel like as I press launch for the website, I press buy in on the camera. Like, I bought my 5 oil fusion, and like having been natural for so long, you take for granted the ingredients that you're using in here, because growing up in Jamaica, you just needed like a hair oil and comb. Like I don't think I fully understood when it became that complicated, where like I was used to using VO5 shampoo, and all of a sudden you need this for this kind of porosity and this kind of all of that jazz, right? But I feel like for me, my experience using the hair oil, I use it as a hot oil treatment. Like I have eczema, my skin oil dry. And low porosity hair typically comes with that. Yeah. So having used the hot oil, like having used it 5 oil fusion as a hot oil treatment during my wash day routine, I can definitely see where like overall, like my scalp has been healthier. It's way less itchy. I know that I have a good base to style my hair at the beginning of each week, because like overnight, my hot oil treatment is overnights.
Mine too, yes.
Yeah, but I with time in already asleep. So if I can get something done, I'm all about multitasking. I'm gonna do it anyway. But I'm just one person, and I feel like, in some way, as your friend, like there's an expectation that the review is gonna be good, right? So outside of your friend circle, outside of your family circle, I'm curious on like what has the reception been for you? How does that make you feel in terms of like, no, you have something tangible? Because you may have had your YouTube videos, and yes, you're earning, and that's a validation, but no, you have a tangible product that you have made, you have created, and persons are now consuming. What has that felt like?
Well, I don't know. I feel like I'm not really scared about what people are going to think. It's like you train yourself so much for just, not everybody's going to like something. So I'm not really scared, because I'm really open to listen to the public, and if they don't like something, I'm here to listen and adjust it. So it's not like I'm gonna be disappointed, but then I'm like, you're learning.
Yeah.
You're learning. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm yet to see somebody like reach out or write a review saying that they don't like the product or the smell too strong or something like that. I'm yet to see that. But as I said, I am open to listening. I will listen and try to adjust what I need to adjust, because this is not just for me, it's for people, a lot of people out there.
Yeah. All right. I mean, if you, so this is like a spitfire question, a random question. So know that you have gotten to this point, like we're in our 30s, a lot of mercy. If you could, would you go back to like an earlier age in your life? Is there a moment in your life that you frequently revisit from time to time, and you're just like, man, those were some good times?
Of course. I think about that all the time. But basically, because I lost my mother, I feel like if I should go back in time, I would just go back and spend all the time I could with her.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's basically what I think about all the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you
because you take people for granted sometimes,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like that's the only thing I would do. But I remember a lot of memories that we had together. We did some crazy stuff.
A lot of mercy.
Would I go back and enjoy some of them there? Because at that point we did stress-free. We didn't not
stress-free. The only thing we have to think about is, where fear come from for God instead. We need $120.
I am not one to be fatty. That is the only thing that used to the power mind.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna start working with somebody, even though we know we're not gonna win.
Not going aware. We're going to the land of books. We're reading as many books.
Yes. Oh, and I also remember we used to read books and challenge each other.
And compete to see how many books we can read or how quickly
I think about that a lot.
Yeah.
Because I realize as I get older, it's like my mind is always so racing. It's like I wish I could be able to calm my mind down and sit down and read a book. I miss those days, but I can't. My mind is like, ugh.
So how do you take time for yourself right now? Like that's a good point. Like self-care. So you are wearing all these hats right now. You are, a partner to someone. You are a mom to someone. You are an entrepreneur, a new entrepreneur at that, with a brand new business. That's, a lot of groundwork. Where does like self-care come in? How do you do that?
It hasn't. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just had a baby 4 months ago. It hasn't. I keep thinking about it every day. I keep saying that, I need to eat healthier because I need to get off this baby weight and stuff. I need to start my skincare routine. I need to sleep more. Out of everything, I think I am trying to sleep more, but it's not working out. So I haven't really figured out how to factor in some self-care. I haven't done my nails. I haven't shaved my eyebrow. I don't know. I don't know what to do yet. I don't know how to do anything. Me not do anything yet. The only thing I've done is to try to take care of my hair because I know it's the face of the business. So that's the only thing. It's the only thing.
Wow.
Being busy, being a mom, I haven't figured self-care as yet. I'm not going to lie, I haven't.
Well, what I have learned is, especially during the new mom phase, like you are constantly worrying about so many things that you have to give your mind and your body time to catch up. And that's a balancing act, because especially with Ella being 4 months old, it's like you are wondering so many things about what's going on with her.
Oh my God.
You just want to know that everything around you is good. Like you can't imagine that no walls are tumbled on. Not right now. So I think that as your body and your mind catch up, you will naturally find that space. You'll be like, all right, time for me right now. And, kind of make that a non-negotiable. So I feel like you balance it out. I feel like you've always done that. So you make time for that as you need it.
Yeah.
All right. So, I feel like you have shared a ton of nuggets. Like you talk about the importance of the mindset and, how it's a constant training for you. You're so militant with the way in which you go around about like talking to yourself, ensuring that you are speaking positivity over yourself and not relying on, others can do that too, but it's in addition to what you're doing for yourself. And you talk about like just the need to feel the fear and do it anyway and stay committed to it. If you could give yourself, your younger self, one additional piece of advice, what do you think that would be?
I think I would tell myself to be a bit more braver, because I was very shy. I was I don't know, I wasn't, because when I think back on your childhood, you were very like out there doing modeling things, things. You did a lot of stuff, and I always look at myself and like, I'm this shy little rat. I didn't do anything. I didn't do sports. I didn't do competitions. I didn't do anything. I was just shy. Me the foo-foo. Me shy. Me never do anything. I didn't experience half of the things that you did, because I always look at you as this brave person. You just go out, you go up on stage and you talk. Me never do that. I was brave. I wasn't brave. And I feel like I would teach my child to be as brave as you can be. Be confident, Just go out there, put yourself out there and do things. And I'm trying to teach myself that right now. As you can see, I'm doing this interview, and I would never do an interview. But yeah, I would definitely encourage myself to be more brave and to try things and not overthink things, Just try. It's a big word. It's a small word and a big word.
Try. I love that. I feel like that's a good way to end our convo. I really enjoyed it. Like, I feel like it's sometimes in life we feel like we know stuff, and we very well may, but it's sometimes you need to hear it like different, just this one time for it to make an impact. And I feel like you've shared so many nuggets that anybody watching this, anybody listening would, be able to kind of, introspect and think about, say a true shit talk, she not lie. And so I really appreciate you taking the time out and, talking about it. And there may be other persons out there who are contemplating or who have started so many things and stopped partway because they gave up right in the middle of it. And you are a testament to like, pausing sometime if you need to, taking a break as you need to, but never stopping.
Yeah.
And just pushing yourself to see what else, is in you. What else can you explore? And, I really admire you for that. Like, I feel like as much as I have, maybe have a different world experience, every time we have a conversation, it's like, y'all stop this stupidness. And you remind me to get out of my own head. So I feel like that's one of the things that constantly renews our friendship over the years, because it's an opportunity to have a sounding board, to be grounded. And every time we hang out with one, we have some new thoughts. We have, a reinforcement of, any particular value that we hold dear. So I appreciate that. And for those of you out there, if you want to check out Mitchka Leon, I will leave her YouTube link in the video description below. I'll also leave the link to her website so you can check out June Rose Kurls and, you know, show your hair some love from these natural hair products. Thank you so much for joining in.
You're welcome.
You know,
thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And I'll see you guys next time on Come MEK We Talk.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.